IVM.
Hello and welcome to Smile India, the podcast that gets you uplifting positive news from our country. I hope you had a lovely Diwali and will continue to enjoy the festive season. I'm Shifa and today I have some delightful information, so let's dive in. M K Birajdar is a railway police constable who had a busy and eventful year. Yes, even with minimal trains running. He volunteered to return goods that passengers had lost on trains back to them. He has traced and found 1,200 such people across India and delighted them with his visit. It's been far from easy tracing the rightful owners since people have changed homes and phone numbers. Some people were wary when they got a call from him. He asked for bank details so he could transfer the amount that was found in a recovered wallet, or they could come collect it from a specified police station. He travelled personally in Mumbai. One woman who got back a gold necklace that was snatched 3 years ago could not stop crying in happiness. From jewelry to laptops to mobile phones, he has verified the identities of the owners and then returned them. Some pieces of jewelry have a sentimental value, and the recipients couldn't believe their luck. I would suggest keep the faith. You never know when a good cop could come knocking. Now some wonderful news from Mysore. Here, the Southern Western Railways have launched Nali Kali, which means the joy of learning. They have refurbished 2 old railway coaches, added lights and fans, painted them with pretty pictures, and now classes are conducted here. 2 bio-toilets have also been installed for students. The need was felt during the lockdown when some children did not have access to online education. These coaches have ample space to enable social distancing. The children loved this break from regular classrooms. An idea worth replicating, I would think. How often do we look at the person who comes to deliver our food when we order from a delivery app? But if they're late or call and ask for directions, we immediately lose our cool. I confess that I've never asked their names. Maybe offered water on a hot day, but that's about it. Once a customer, Sukriti Chakravarti, was pleasantly surprised when her food was delivered by a smiling woman agent. She made the effort and got to know Uma, who'd come to drop the packet. The agent did not have too much time, but what she said was enough. Sukriti was moved and shared Uma's story online. The delivery lady takes her job seriously and travels around 300 kilometers on her bike delivering food. She's never been late for a delivery and never has an order been cancelled due to her. She works for Zomato and they awarded her recently for being a model executive. And Uma never lets go of her smile. She lost her husband a couple of years ago and is a single mom who takes her work and parenting seriously. Thanks to her client, she's now also getting the recognition and accolades that she so deserves. When was the last time you attended a fair? I'm talking about the pre-COVID days. Every time I pass by a fair, I catch myself smiling and getting nostalgic. Today I'm going to tell you about some interesting fairs across the country. Maybe you could plan a trip once things get better and thank me later. In Rajasthan, there is the annual Nagaur Cattle Fair, which is held in the desert. While buying cattle is important, the fair also has animal races, folk music, folk dances, and is said to be quite the spectacle. The carnival in Goa is another must-do experience. With parades and street plays, music, dancing, food, the state of Goa is a non-stop 3-day fair every year in February. The Hathi Mela in Sonepur, Bihar, is supposed to be high on the cuteness factor. The elephants on display are dressed up and treated with respect and love. This is a month-long fair and visitors also pay their respects at the Harihar Nath temple there. The Surajkund Craft Fair near Delhi is a must-do for handicrafts and seeing artisans at work. The song, dance and food are epic. And I try to plan my trips to Delhi in Feb so I don't miss the fair. Then there is a Tarnetar Fair in Gujarat, where till today youngsters go to find love. The fairgrounds are filled with music, dance, colour and romance. Seeing 200 women dance in a circle non-stop for hours is mesmerizing. Hope you enjoyed this podcast, and now I will be taking a break from Smile India for some time. There is an assignment that will keep me away from you till January. Here's wishing you lots of good health, fun and cheer through the festive season. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on IVM Network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, it's at Shifa Maitra on Instagram and Twitter. I will see you soon with a new episode of Smile India.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Want to wish you all a happy Diwali. Hope you had a great festive season. It's been a great week in terms of the kinds of guests we've had and the kind of conversations we've had on the network this week. Do definitely check some of these things out. On This Round's on Me with Gauri Devidayal, she had a great conversation with Garima Arora, who's one of the best-known chefs in the world. It was just absolutely riveting. Do check that out. On States of Anarchy, Hamsini Hariran spoke about chronicling India's different wars. Again, really interesting episode. Check that out. Ashton had a very interesting episode on his show, The Habit Coach. It was called I Don't Feel Like Doing Anything. It's about how to overcome malaise just generally, and I thought really, really interesting stuff. Kumi Vayana was the guest on Cyrus Says on Monday's episode last week, and she's an educator, and my God, it was such a fascinating conversation talking about the way education functions in India and some of the changes she'd like to see. Just really, really interesting stuff. Do give that a listen. On Uncle Please Sit, Anupam Manur was there with Joel and Tushar talking about the Indian economy, part one of a two-part series. Second part will be out this week. You should definitely check that out. Lastly, I want to talk to you all about the Filter Coffee podcast. Karthik Nagarajan, who hosts that show, is on a little bit of a break. He's back with a banger of an episode. It is with Himura Maya, who used to run Landmark Stores, and they talk about the culture of bookstores and quizzing and all kinds of stuff. Really interesting conversation. Do check that out. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
Whether you're an established sports person or a budding one, or simply a sports enthusiast, join us, Tanvi and Shlok.
We are two passionate pro badminton players talking policy, mindset and everything sport.
So tune in to the Millennial Athlete every Monday.
Only on the IVM Podcast Network.
Trust us, it's gonna be lit.